Hello everybody, it's Wanda. Happy blessed Friday to everybody. I'm doing good, I'm having a good day. Today I'm gonna make some Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. So I have some steak here and I have some onions and some little peppers that I'm gonna put on there. So I'm gonna make a Philly cheesesteak. I'm just gonna put this to the side for a minute. Okay. I want to make my own fresh little rolls for the Philly cheesesteak. So I have 2 cups of flour here, sifted flour. Okay, so just plain flour. I'm gonna make a little hole in the middle of the flour, and I'm gonna add some butter. I have some softened butter here. I'm just gonna add some butter to this because I want it to get like a nice taste to it. A rich taste. So first I'm gonna add some butter. I say about 4 tablespoons of butter, like that. Okay, and my egg is warm. It's been sitting there. I want to use warm liquids to put into this because I want it to be everything warm. Okay, so I just want to start. I'm just going to put the butter in two tablespoons of butter in here. And I also have half a little tablespoon. I'm not going to use all. I'm going to use like a teaspoon of salt. Okay. I also have half a teaspoon of baking powder. And I have 1 tablespoon of sugar. Like less than a tablespoon, depending on how sweet you want it. I think I measured the ingredients too much there, but okay, so I put half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. 3 ingredients I put in here. Or should I say the seasonings. Okay, so see, I just got this going right here. Now what I want to do is I'm going to add the egg in the middle. Okay, I have the egg here. I'm just going to beat this egg right into the pan. No big deal. Just drop your egg in here like that. Okay, so just give it a little mix, like if you're scrambling it. Let's get that all incorporated here. And I also have some olive oil, which I'm going to put some olive oil in there. And I would say that's about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So I have olive oil and a little bit of butter, okay? So, and now I have some milk here. I had it on the stove because, like I said, I wanted it all warm ingredients. If it's warm, it rises. So here I put 1 tablespoon of yeast and 1 tablespoon of yeast and like 3 tablespoons of warm water. So I'm just gonna put that in. Okay, just a little yeast. Put that right in the middle. Gonna blend nicely with all the sugar. It's gonna activate. Now, like I said, I have some more milk, and I'm just gonna pour some more milk. What do I have here? I think it's 3/4 of a cup of warm milk. I'm just gonna put that in slowly as I incorporate all these ingredients. We're gonna make a nice little dough ball, and then we're gonna sit it to the side so it could rest a little. So I'm gonna add more. I had 3/4 of a cup of milk. So I just wanna see if it holds together. You want everything to be pulled together. And you want a nice little dough ball. See, it's coming together, but it's still a little dry. So that's why I wanna add a little bit more milk. This was 3/4 of a cup. So that's what I added in here. And let's keep mixing this. And then I'm just gonna put it to the side so it could rise for about half an hour because my kitchen is really warm. The stove is already pre-cooking so that I could throw my little rolls in there. I'm just gonna add another little bit of oil. Oil gives moisture, butter gives taste and fluff. So I think that's good. That's what my little dough looks like. Kind of like a cookie mix. Like a little cookie mix if you were gonna make it. So kind of looks like that, with the exception no brown sugar, no peanut, no. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Okay, and I'm gonna wet my hands a little bit. Okay, hands are clean. Okay, what I want to do is I just want to form this into a little ball. Okay, and then I'm just gonna let it rest for a little while, about half an hour. I think half an hour should do it. Like I said, my stove is already on. See, I'm working with a nice little ball here. Oops, come back here. Okay, you don't want to do too much to it. I mean, you're gonna just leave it to rise. I just want to show you it's nice and soft. Okay, so this is gonna be our rolls. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of oil and put it on the pan. There's only a little bit left. I'll use this. Okay, that's good. So I just want to put it there. I think I'm gonna add a little tiny bit more oil. I'm using olive oil. So I'm just gonna add a little bit on the top, okay? And I'm gonna flip that over and flip it again. Okay, this is good, like this. Now I'm just gonna put it to the side and I'm gonna let this baby rise up for a little bit, okay? Okay, I have these little bags here. I'm just gonna see if it doesn't break. I bought ones really good. They were perfect. And then the second time that I bought it, I got chipped because they break easy. See what I mean? They break really easy. I don't think I'm gonna buy these anymore. So I'm going to go cheaper. Yeah, see, this is not gonna work. So I'm just gonna cover it old-fashioned style with a clip right there, nice and tight. Okay, so I'm gonna put this to the side. Like I said, my stove is kind of warm, so I'm just gonna leave it there on top of the stove for about half an hour. And I'm going to put these things away. I don't need the butter anymore. Okay, we can leave that right here for now. I have cheese, so I can sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top, and I'm gonna add a little bit more olive oil here. Or no, I'm gonna add some butter there. And I'm going to scrape a little garlic, and I'm going to put some Parmesan right over the bread before I bake it. But, okay, let's continue. Okay. Just dry my hands. Okay, hands are clean. Now, we're going to cut up the onion and the pepper. Let me get my can. Okay, here's where I'm going to put my steak once it's chopped up. But for now, I'm just going to start with the peppers and the onion. Let me get a knife. Okay, so I have a knife. Okay, and I'm just going to cut little pieces off of this like this. I already like pre-chopped this because I was using it for another recipe and I put it away. I didn't want to throw the onion out, so some pieces are small and the other pieces will be big. But it doesn't make a difference. It's going to taste just the same. Whether the big pieces or small pieces, but you want to go little thin pieces, not too thick. Like little thin like that, because that's good. We're going to put that into the pepper, okay. We're going to put that into our Philly cheesecake sandwiches, okay? Okay. That should do it. I'm just going to cut more off of this. I'm going to use the whole thing. So, there you go. Put that to the side, and I'm just gonna cut little slices, more slices. Like that. I'll make them small so they could like cook up and dissolve into the meat. And the peppers too. This is just for flavor. We want our Philly cheesesteak to have a lot of flavor. I also have some provolone cheese. So just chop. Okay, I think that's good enough. Those nice pieces, they're gonna cook up really well. So I'm gonna put this into my pan. I don't have any oil in there. I didn't turn on the heat yet. So basically I'm gonna start with the veggies first. The steak will cook up pretty fast. I'm gonna be trying to make as thin slices as I can. And why I'm putting, you don't have to put peppers and onions, okay? You don't have to do that. It's not, I don't think Philly cheesesteak sandwiches have peppers and onions, but I'm doing it for the taste. Because I guess when they do pepper steak, they probably have like those pre-cooked steak patties that they just chop up, and I'm sure that's loaded with a lot of ingredients and seasonings. So that's why I said, you know what, this is just for flavor. And like I said, you probably won't even see it after it's cooked down, and then I put the steak in it. That's why I'm trying to cut little pieces of it. I have some provolone. I'm gonna take that out. Not forget my provolone. It's all about the cheese stick. Okay, so this one is done. Let's put that in. Okay, so excuse me. Sorry, lingering cold. Okay, let's do this now. I'm just squeezing it. So it can, I'm only using half of the red pepper and half of the yellow pepper. I think that should be enough. I would have preferred green, but I don't know what came over me. I fell in love with the vibrant colors. I said, ooh, orange, yellow. I'm sure all of the peppers have different vitamins according to their color. Up real nice. Okay. Like I said, I just want small pieces. Don't want to see the peppers and onions. I just want to taste them to know that they're there. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now that I did the peppers and onion, so I have my other cutting board here, and I'm just gonna take a piece of little covering right here. Oh, I got some squash from yesterday. Okay, so here we go. I'm cleaning my board, and the steak is already clean because when I went to the Costco and I got a big pack of steak, it had like 9 to 10 slices in it. So I rinsed them out and I put them in the bags clean. So when I use them later, I don't have to worry about washing them. Okay. They're just thin little steaks. They're not really thick. They're like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to make some slices in this. I'm gonna cut them like 3 inches maybe in length. Like that. See? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut little pieces of steak. Remember when you buy Philly cheesesteak in the store, it's really thin, you know, easy to chew, bite, kind of don't have to do much chewing, but this steak is different. I have to do a lot of chewing, so the thinner the slices, the faster it'll cook. And yeah, like I said, This is real steak, real pepper steak. I'm Philly cheesesteak, sorry. Okay, let's go on to the next one. And like I said, I'm just gonna grab it. I'm gonna make little slices of it, like so. Thin little slices, thinner the better. And I'm just gonna cut these into pieces like so. Little pieces. This is what it looks like. Let me show you. Okay, this is the pieces that I want. So it's gonna blend really good. Okay, so that's it done. And I'm gonna continue with this one. Thin slices. I'm gonna turn on my stove now so that the peppers and onion can start cooking. Okay, keep cutting a few more. I would pause the video and come back when it's cut, but it's getting done pretty fast. Look, see, here's another piece of steak, real nice and thin, which is perfect for what I need right now. And here goes another piece, nice and thin. And oh boy, I think they gave me a big, this is a real fat one there. Okay, I'm gonna put this one over here to the side. And let me start working with this, the thin pieces. I'm sorry about the video yesterday. I don't know what happened, but the voice cut off for the last part. I hope it doesn't happen this time. I don't even know how it happened the first time, but I hope it doesn't happen this time. So, cut my steak. Okay, let me turn on my stove now. Let's see if it works. Not even work. Anticipation is making me wait. Okay. It will not. Maybe it'll turn on once it sees the flicker. Nope. Okay, so let me get my little spatula so I can start twisting this around. I'm lost in my own kitchen. Okay, can't find it. I'm sorry, I can't find my little spatula. I'm looking around. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. I should have looked for it before, the little white one, but I can't find it, and this is fine. I was going to use a fork, but I don't need that. I got the spatula. I can't find mine. I don't know where it is. I usually put it right there. Alright, so we're going to get this cooked up while I finish cutting the steak. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, not too much. I don't want the steak to be oily. So I would say about a small amount, about 3 spoons. Okay, just wanted to coat it. This is what's gonna get small when it cooks. Okay, so let's just leave that there so it can start cooking really nicely. Okay, so here's my steak. I'm almost done. I just still have 1 more piece. Let's push this to the side. This is a really big piece, and if you have a big piece like that, no worries. Cut it into 3 pieces and then pile them up together if you can, and then just try to do as skinny slices as you could so they can cook really well. Just like so. See, they're coming out nice and thin pieces, even though it was a thick piece. Let's continue then. like when I have someone to talk to in the kitchen while I'm cooking, but I guess I'm talking to myself. Oh no, I'm talking to you guys. Happy to have you. Okay, let's continue here. We're almost done. Like I said, I'm making Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, and they're gonna be really yummy. And I'm making my own hoagies for them. I think with that batter, I should get out like about four. And by the time I finish cooking up the steak, the bread should be ready to put into the oven, and when it comes out, I could just load it up. I have to let it rest for a little while so it could get nice and crispy. Nice crispy rolls. Okay, there we go. So we have all our pieces of Philly cheesesteak. I'm just looking for the really big ones. Okay, that looks pretty good, all of them. Yep, what's this mess here? Don't know. Okay, so I would say this is about maybe 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of steak. I'm making 4 hoagies, so I'm thinking that should be a good amount. Now, let me just wash my hands. I can leave that right there. Okay. Very nice. I could see my toes getting a little bigger. Very good. Why don't I just cook this down? It's going to take a few minutes, at least 6-7 minutes for this to like cook down where you hardly see anything. And when you hardly see anything, then that's a good sign for you to throw in the steak. And I'm going to put a little salt on it, just a little bit. I'm not going to put much because the cheese is salty, the bread has salt, okay? Like I said, less is better. Less salt, less sugar, better. If you can get away with it, then do it by all means. You can always use honey as a substitute for the sugar in the bread, you know? I'm using regular self-rising flour for cakes and bakes and all those good things. Okay, so let's let this sit for a few minutes. We want all this to cook down. My oven is already hot, so once I put the bread in there, it's gonna cook up like within 30 minutes, maybe 25 to 30 minutes. And who doesn't love fresh bread? I love fresh bread. Is anyone else dealing with flies? It looks like they're coming in because they know the winter's coming, so they're dying out, and I keep finding flies even though I have a screen in my window. They keep trying to come in through the top. I don't get it. I think that's it. All the flies will be gone soon. I didn't have a fly all summer. All summer it was really good, no fly. But then autumn started to come in, and now I'm seeing a bunch of them. I even went to the store yesterday, 7-Eleven, to get a coffee, and there was flies in the store. I said, you know you got flies? She's like, yes, I know. So what are they doing? I thought flies only lived for 3 days. I kind of heard that somewhere, and it stuck. But I don't know how true that is. How long does a fly live? Mystery. It's a mystery. Okay, let's leave that alone for a few minutes. I want to cook that up, and I'm going to add a little bit. This is my Parmesan cheese, so that I could put on top of the bread. I ran out of oil, so I'm going to put a little bit of butter in here, because I'm going to melt this over the bread, and then put a little bit of Parmesan. This is like 2 spoons of butter. I think that should be plenty. I think that's a good amount. Okay, so I got 2 tablespoons. I'm going to put it on the stove because it's hot over there. So let me take this out. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of sazon in here, just half a packet, because I want these to have some flavor. So yeah, I just put a little half a packet there of sazon, just for a little bit of flavor. You gotta flavor the onions a little. That's looking really nice. But like I said, I really want them to like melt down, so you really can't see them that much, but they're still in there. It's for taste. For taste purposes. We're using this like a condiment this time. Okay. Just want them to soften down. Once they soften down, that's a big piece. Put it to the bottom. We just want it soft. I have garlic here, and I'm going to be using the garlic for the top of the bread so you can have a nice garlic taste. Excuse me? Just leave it. Just leave it. Leave it. Okay. It's doing good. It's cooking well. And I'm going to wait about another 2 minutes, and then I'm going to add my steak in there so it could cook with the onions. So I have I brought some provolone cheese. I love provolone. So what was it? It was $5 for half a pound. So we could have some nice melted provolone. Delicious. Alright, so I'm gonna leave this back into the I'm gonna leave this here. But I'm thinking it probably gets too hot, but that's okay. It's gonna melt nicely. Okay. Here we go. We're starting to hear a sizzle. That means that most of the water from the veggies have already started to dehydrate a little, which is good. I don't want a wet sauce. I just want a tasty sauce. And like I said, you can choose to put onions on the Philly cheesesteak, but it's optional. So if that's optional, then I'm gonna optionally throw some peppers in there too. Okay, so that's looking good. Like I said, I want to cook these down. They're gonna take like 8 to 10 minutes, so we just wait. Just wait. They're cooking very nicely. I'm gonna get my handle because I want to hold on. I want to get a good grip on this when I put the steak and start to mix that in. So, like I said, there's still just a couple of big pieces that I didn't want to see. At this point, I want to turn this into a nice paste. No sauce, but like a nice little wet paste so we can cook that up really good. I was going to put some garlic, but I think it's just fine with the peppers. Okay, so see that? That's really good. That's what I wanted. They're all getting really small. It's cooking very good. So I think my bread has been already rising for like 20 minutes already. I didn't post a video, so I'm just counting the minutes, and it has been about 20 minutes already. I said about half hour to 40 minutes. That's enough time for it to rise up to how I want it. And then I can put it in my pan and then just give it another maybe 15 minutes to rise again, and then I'll put it in the oven. But at least I'll have the sauce already made. I don't have to fret doing this last. I like to do it while my bread is fermenting a little or rising. Okay, I think this is good. Like I said, you cook this for like 8 to 10 minutes. And I say it's been like 8 minutes now. So this is a good time to throw in your steak. I could throw my steak in right now. Okay, just like so. Okay, that's pretty good right here. And let's work with this. Smells delicious. I was craving this too. I haven't had a Philly cheesesteak sandwich in a long time. I don't know how my little spatula fell on the floor. I see it now. I walked over it. Let me wash it. Okay. Okie dokie. So, here we go. Cook our nice steak. Usually, I just go to the store sometimes when I'm doing the fast way out. Just go to the store and get like half a pound or a pound of roast beef. And I'll bring that home, and after I do the peppers, I'll just throw the slices in there and then chop them up and put them on the sandwich. But this time, it's really expensive. I mean, for like a pound or a pound and a half of the roast beef would cost at least $22. And just a pound and a half of roast beef in the store. It is very expensive. It's like $12.99 a pound. Yeah, it's you're better off buying your own steak. If you get a nice piece for $6-7, much better. And it's fresh. And it's not what do you call it? I'm stuck on stupid. SOS preservatives, or yeah. There's another word I'm trying to remember. My mom has to stay away from them. I forgot what it was, but it's something that has to do with like cold cuts and stuff that is already prepared. So I'm going to take a little bit of salt and I'm going to put this, because this doesn't have any salt. So I just put a little bit of sazon. Maybe the sazon has a little salt, but not a crazy amount of salt. So I'm going to grab a little salt and sprinkle some, not too much. I don't want it. Remember, the cheese is salty. Just want to give a little flavor to the meat. And I'm going to add some pepper. If I can find my pepper. Okay, so I got my pepper. I'm going to add a little pepper to this. Like so. Excuse me.
Lady Grandma's coffee. Grandma's coffee, lady.
This is Grandma's boy. This is Grandma's boy. Right, Marley? Are you looking at what Grandma's doing? What's Grandma doing? Grandma's making steak. This is Marley, my grandson. And he's 8 years old, and he's very tiny, tiny little pooch. Very little, very nervous. So I'm just going to let that cook up for a little while. I'm going to go give something to Marley to eat. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Just gave the doggy a bone. He'd be happy now. So, you see this is not cooked yet. It's going to take a few minutes to cook. I'm not going to cover it, because if you cover it, it'll just create a lot of water. And I want it to dissipate. I want it to evaporate as it's cooking. That's why I'm not covering it up so it can cook. I'm just going to let it cook right there. Open fire. I mean, yeah, uncovered. Okay, leave that right there. And I'm just going to give this a few minutes. I say about another 10 minutes, only because the meat needs to cook more. Okay? And it's cooking in its own nice juices. Look at that. It made such a delicious beef broth here going on. Look. See, this is what I mean. It makes a lot of water. You could see that. So it's going to go right back in its flavors. So I'm just going to mix this up a little bit. And what we can do is let's check on our bread. Okay? Because it's been like 35 minutes already. And look, see, my oven is so hot. It already melted the butter. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. Let's see how the bread looks. Did it rise any? Oh, yeah. It got bigger. Very nice. Oh, it's so soft. Very soft. This is going to make some nice rolls. So, let me just put this down for a minute. I'm going to leave it right there, like I said, on my hot stove. And I'm going to get my little baking mat. I'm just going to dry it up a little. Okay, so there's my mat. And I'm going to take my bread dough here. I'm just going to put a little bit of butter down. With a brush. Okay, so I have my little brush right here. And I'm going to take this dough and I'm going to just drop it down. It's really nice. Nice and soft. I hope you could see it. Let me check. Okay, good. You could see it. Just remove this handle out the way here for a minute. And let's give this a little quick mix. It smells so delicious. This is going to be yummy cheese, Philly cheesecakes, Philly cheesesteaks. All right, that's cooking nice. And like I said, it's cooking in its own juices, whatever it let out. I'm just going to let that cook until it becomes like a little dry. Okay, not too dry, but you want it dry a little bit. Okay, so I have my dough here, and I'm just going to give it a little fold, just a couple of little folds, because you activate something when you fold it. So just give it a little fold, like so. You grab it, and then you roll it. Okay, so that's nice. I want to put it back into a nice little ball, like this. And I'm going to take this ball and I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces. Okay. I got my little spatula here. So, hold on 1 second. I'm just going to rinse it. I don't know what that is. Something black. A spot. Okay, so there's my little dough ball and I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces. Like that. Yeah. So kind of have almost perfect halves there. But yeah, I'm gonna take these little rolls and I'm gonna form them into like a little dough, like so, just to stretch it out a little bit because I want it to be nice spread. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll it a little bit just to give it a nice shape. I'm going to put some butter down. I'm going to roll it in the butter. Like this. Okay, and I have this pan here. I have this pan that I'm going to put in there. So once I get a nice little, like sandwich size, like a little hoagie size, I'm just going to put it, wait, I have the butter. You want to make sure it's buttered. Okay, you don't want it to stick. So let's just butter this a little. Like that. Okay, that's good. So now I'm going to take my little roll Right, I'm gonna put one on this side here, and then I'm gonna take the other one, put a little butter down, and I just want to roll it again. Just want to make it nice and long, like so. You can press a little bit of pressure, not too much. You don't want to flatten it, okay? So let's not flatten. Just want to stretch it a little, okay? Roll and stretch. See, like that. That's good. That's perfect there, those two. And I'm going to take the other one. Again, just a little bit of butter. And I'm going to roll it. And you could pull it as you roll, but don't squish. Okay, that's good. That's a nice roll there. Don't want to play with it too much. Okay, you don't want to play with it too much, but you want to make sure it's a nice little roll. Okay. All right. So we have another one here. I'm just gonna set this way, like that. And the last row, just gonna put a little butter here. And let's get this roll. This looks like the biggest one so far because I could feel it. It's could have added more to the other ones, but it's okay. It's gonna be okay. Alright, so there we go. Got a nice roll going on here. Give it a little stretch. We don't want to flatten it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this right here. Okay, and I'm gonna cover this up, and I'm just gonna let it rise for a little bit more. Okay, I'm just gonna put it over here on this side, and I'm just gonna let it sit. This is almost done. Let me wash my hand. Okay, same neck. Let's get this a little swirl now. Okay. Oh, now that's looking very yummy. See how there's no more juices in there? That's what I wanted, for no more juices to be in there. And you can hardly see any veggies in there. Maybe little hints of bread. Okay, small pieces, but so delicious. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna cover this up and put it to the side. I'm gonna leave it on the stove. The stove is nice and hot, so it'll stay nice and warm. This looks delicious. See? No liquid. Perfect. So let me cover this up, and I'm just gonna put it to the side. Let me find my cover. I'm so lost, guys. I'm sorry. Let me find the cover. Okay, I found the cover. Now, let's cover it up and turn it off. I'm just going to set it back here. And I have my bread here. And I'm going to check that in 10 minutes. I'll be back. Okay, 10 minutes. Because like I said, it's on the stove. The stove is hot, and that activates it. Warm area is really good. So I'll be back in 10 minutes. Hi everybody, I'm back, and it's time to check the bread. I had it on the stove. The stove is on, and they got nice and baked there. So now that they're that size, what I want to do is let me separate it a little. Just gonna put some butter on it. Oh, my butter got cold. I'm just gonna put it there for a few seconds, but I just want to separate it. My little hoagies, because they were touching. That's okay that they touch, but just move a little bit away. There you go. Make sure it's separated. So there we go. There's our hoagie breads. That's what I'm gonna use to cook, and I'm just gonna put some butter on it. Like I said, give me a second because it got a little cold, my butter. The oven is hot, very hot. So I'm just gonna put it there for a second or two. And Yeah, so it'll melt because it's so hot. So I have some butter here. I didn't grate my hold on a second, where's my grater? Okay, just give me 1 second, I can't find it. I'm lost in my own kitchen. I'm lost in my own kitchen. Sorry. I don't know where the grater is. I'll be right back. Hi guys. I'm sorry. It fell behind my cabinet, so I gave it a little rinse, and I'm gonna take my garlic now. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in here, but it has a little drop of milk in there. Don't know why. All right, let me get this garlic. Grate it. I'm just gonna grate a little bit of garlic into my butter. Let me put this over here. Okay, so I have a little bit of garlic. I'm just gonna grate some into there. 1 garlic clove should be enough. Okay, so take the little garlic, put it right here. Put this to the side. And my garlic. Okay, so I have a little bit of garlic in here and some butter. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of the olive oil so I can dilute it a little bit. So let me get that. Okay, there we go. All right, so we have garlic, butter. We have some garlic and butter and olive oil. And I'm just gonna give it a little stroke on top. So I could get a nice little garlicky taste on the bread, because it tastes so good when you put garlic and the grated cheese. So let's do that. So this altogether came up to like an hour, about an hour's worth of cooking, or rather rising. Put it first half hour, then this is the next half hour. So okay, I didn't need much of that. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of my Parmigiano Reggiano, and I'm just gonna add it on top of the cheese, on top of the bread. That's why I didn't add a lot of salt. I wanted it to bake with this. Some there. There, that looks really good. So, I could also add some of these seeds that I have. This is just some toasted sesame seeds. So I'm just going to put a little bit on top. Like so. Didn't need much, but I can see it. Doesn't that look nice? They got pretty nice and big, so let's hopefully these will rise. I'm gonna put them in the oven now, and it should be there for like maybe 25 to 35 minutes, somewhere around there. I'll check it, okay? So let me put this in the oven now, and I'll be back. Okay, my meat is already done. It's still sitting there really nice, perfect. It's just waiting for those rolls to be ready, and then I could add some provolone cheese on it and serve those hoagies. Alrighty then, so I'll be back in about 25 to 35 minutes. The smell of bread is so good in this kitchen. It smells so good. That's what they look like. I'm just gonna set them here for a few minutes to cool. But they didn't rise as much, but they're nice little hoagies. That's good. And they taste so good. I took a little piece from here on the side, and it's so crumbly, like a pastry dough. So good. All right, so I'm gonna leave that there for a few minutes. I'm gonna turn on the stove. Okay, so I turned on the stove so that I could put some cheese on over this. So I'm just gonna let it get nice and warm again. Even though it was warm, it was on the oven. But let's get it hot so we can have that cheese melted. Okay, and I'm gonna grab, where's my other pot holder? Okay, I don't know where it is. Okay, here we go. Let me just grab this other pot holder over here. Okay, so I'm grabbing this. I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna get a plate. I'm gonna get the plate. Okay, I'm just gonna place the rolls right on top of here for a while. Sound like a cracker. They're nice though. They came out good and they're very tasty. And it's fresh bread, so let me take this out. Let that cool up a little bit. Okay. This is nice and hot already, so I can throw my cheese on top of here. Like to flatten it out. Okay. Make it nice and big. Alright, so I flattened it down. Now I'm gonna get my provolone. Can you get it over here? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna lower this down a little because it's too high. Too high. Okay, that's good there. So I'm just gonna throw some provolone cheese here. Basically just cover up all my meat with the provolone cheese. 2 slices. Very nice. I'm going to put one in the middle. And I'm going to put one right there. I think that's good, just perfect. Okay, so I just want that to melt a little bit. And then I'm going to put it on the bread. I can even take a little piece of extra provolone and put it on the bottom of the bread. So let me get my knife. Okay. They smell so good. I mean, really good. And when you cut them, it just crumbles up like a muffin. So good. And so nice and flaky in the inside. This is going to be perfect with this. Nice and cooked. Beautiful. So we're going to open one. I'm just going to take one extra one and put it on the bread here. This bread is so good. Oh, I didn't open the other one. Let me get the other ones open. You can see how nice and easy it opens up and how nice and steamy hot it is. So good. Okay, so that one's open. They might look funny, but they taste so good. Okay, so we open that one. There you go, nice and hot. Let's get this one open. Ooh, caliente. Alrighty. I made a big old mess here, but I just want to add an extra piece of cheese into the bread. And it has a nice bottom piece. It's not burned. Oh, this is not the bottom. Not burned, but it's very crispy. Like a cookie crispy. So, let me just cut this one here. I just want to put them on the bottom of the bread. Like so. because it has enough. See, this is ready already. Shut the stove off. And let me just add a little bit more cheese to this. Because it's on the bottom since the cheese is on the top. Okay, that's the bottom. So basically just a little extra little cheese. I'll show you now. I'm just putting cheese on the bottom. And I'm just gonna take a little piece more. So I can put it right here. So that's good. I'm hungry. I'm eating everything. I'm picking. Alright, let's put this away. Because that's enough I got on the bottom of all of them. Don't you love provolone? Or you can use Swiss. If you like any Swiss, anything that melts really well. Anything that melts really well should be good. So I'm just gonna grab this bottom here. And I'm just gonna grab some of this meat mixture here. And put it on the bread. Like so. This has a lot of oil. I think I would drain it a little because you don't want all that oil on there, but you do want all that nice meat. So delicious. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna get a little bit on this corner here. Okay. That's a nice bottom to a Philly cheesesteak. So I'm just gonna put it down. I'm gonna cover it up. And I'll grab another one. And I'll do the same. Grab some of that cheese. These smell and look delicious. That's a nice amount of cheese. Look at that beautifulness. Doesn't that look great? Put a bit on this corner because you didn't get any. Okay, there we go. Still a lot of meat here. Okay. That's nice there. And let's grab this one. Oops, let's just put it right here. And these sandwiches look really good. Very delicious. It was worth the wait for this fresh bread. Very worth the wait. Oh, okay. So we're gonna put that like that. And let's grab some cheese, put it on top. Look at that beautiful. It is gorgeous. Can food be beautiful? Because this just looks beautiful to me. Look at that. Delicious Philly cheesesteak, right? Okay, so let's take this nice big one here. I'm gonna put it on the side. And got some string cheese on my hand. All right. Let's keep going with this. Oops. See all the oil? I'm trying to push it over so the oil could just like drip out of it and not into so much on the bread. Oops, pick it up. Look at the pieces of onions in there. There'll probably be some meat left over because it looks like a lot. Okay, there we go. Philly cheesesteak. I'll put a little bit here in the end because you got to put some in the end. So that's a great sandwich right there. So I got all my Philly cheesesteak sandwiches done. And let me just wipe the table a little bit because there's a lot of crumbs. And a piece of bread that fell out. I'm hungry. Okay. So that's it. There's my recipe. And this is the way the sandwiches look. Philly cheesesteak. I hope you like my video. I hope you make this recipe. Follow the instructions for the bread because it's going to come out really good with the butter. But thank you for watching. If you like the video, give me a like, follow, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you have a blessed weekend. Bye. See yummy. Bye.